हाय ऑल, वेलकम टू एग्जाम चाला। आज के इस वीडियो में हम आपके लिए लेकर आए हैं कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट न्यूज़ और वीडियो एडिटोरियल एनालिसिस 22 फरवरी 2021 का। और इससे पहले कि जब हम शुरू करें, कृपया हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें, यूट्यूब पर फॉलो करें, टेलीग्राम, इंस्टाग्राम और फेसबुक पर। सो बिना किसी टाइम को वेस्ट किए हुए लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड। Now the first page is come with two important news. One is from the science and technology sector and second is from the डिफेंस सेक्टर। दैट इज़ पहले साइंस और विज्ञान और प्रौद्योगिकी से एक इम्पॉर्टेंट न्यूज़ है और दूसरा है हमारे डिफेंस सेक्टर से। पहले डील क्या है, पहले न्यूज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट ये है, उसमें बता रहा है कि भारत और मालदीव्स, इंडिया और मालदीव्स है जॉइंटली एक कोस्ट गार्ड और एक पोर्ट हार्बर डेवलप करने वाले हैं मालदीव्स पे, जो कि उनकी ह्यूमैनिटेरियन असिस्टेंस यानी कि मानव सहायता के लिए बहुत काम आने वाला है। दूसरा, हमारे साइंटिस्टों ने एक नया मटेरियल फाइंड किया है। वो मटेरियल किस चीज़ से काम आएगा? वो मटेरियल काम आने वाला है थर्मो इलेक्ट्रिक कन्वर्जन के लिए। दैट मीन्स इट विल कन्वर्ट द थर्मल एनर्जी इनटू इलेक्ट्रिकल एनर्जी। द एनर्जी फ्रॉम द लैपटॉप्स, मशीन्स एक्सेट्रा will automatically get converted into electricity and that will be a good recycle, good energy saving in the futures. So we'll discuss these two news and then after we'll see some important articles. उथुरु तिलाफलू इज़ अ प्लेस इन मालदीव्स। मालदीव्स में एक जगह है जहाँ पर इंडियन नेवी जो एक पोर्ट बनाएगी। क्यों बनाएगी? मालदीवियन डिफेंस सिस्टम को इम्प्रूव करने के लिए। और उसका मेन फंक्शन क्या होगा? तो उसका मेन फंक्शन विल बी मालदीव्स नेशनल डिफेंस फोर्स कोस्ट गार्ड एंड हार्बर। सो ये उस प्रोजेक्ट का नाम है। MOU साइन हुआ है किसके? मेमोरेंडम ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग बिटवीन द इंडियन गवर्नमेंट एंड द मालदीवियन गवर्नमेंट। देयर हैज़ बीन साइंड एन MOU। क्या करेगा ये MOU? मालदीवियन डिफेंस सिस्टम को इम्प्रूव करने वाला है। सो दिस MOU इज़ गोइंग टू इम्प्रूव द डिफेंस सिस्टम। आप जैसे कि जानते हैं कि अभी इससे पहले जो मालदीव में गवर्नमेंट थी वो इंडिया के फ्रेंडली नहीं थी, लेकिन अभी जो इब्राहिम मोहम्मद सोहली की गवर्नमेंट आई है विद द हेल्प ऑफ इंडियन एंड द इंडियन ने बहुत सारे रेस्क्यू किए हैं, उनको बहुत सारे वैक्सीन दिए हैं। हमारी जो है डेमोक्रेसी गुजराल डॉक्ट्रिन की तरह जो नेबरहुड फर्स्ट पॉलिसी है उसके तहत हम बहुत हेल्प कर रहे हैं। म्यांमार मालदीव्स को हमने अपने प्राइवेट जेट्स भी दिए हैं, एयरप्लेन्स भी दिए हैं। उसी के कंपैरिजन में, उसी की लाइन में जो चाइना की स्ट्रिंग ऑफ पर्ल्स पॉलिसी है, दैट इज़ टू काउंटर इंडिया। इंडिया के चारों बगल के आइलैंड्स को अपने पास रखने की, जो श्रीलंका को उसने ऑलरेडी कब्जा कर ही लिया है, म्यांमार पे भी एक सेतुए पे वो पोर्ट बना रहा है, तो उसी पॉलिसी को काउंटर करने के लिए इंडिया जो है इस तरह से अपने स्ट्रेटेजिक इंटरेस्ट पे बगल वाली जो लिटोरल कंट्रीज है, इंडियन ओशन रिम एसोसिएशन IORA, इंडियन ओशन की जो कंट्रीज है उसके साथ रिलेशन और अच्छे कर रहा है। वो हमारे नेबर भी हैं। दैट इट विल हेल्प इन countering the effect of China in the strategic areas. Okay, and there has been a signing of MOU between these two countries, and so that we will develop their naval system as well as their coast guard system, and this will further enhance our mutual and beneficial relationship. Okay, and now we will move to the second news. The most important news is silver antimony telluride. This is the name of an element. ये एक इस तरह का एलिमेंट डिस्कवर किया हमारे बैंगलोर बेस्ड साइंटिस्ट ने, जो क्या करेगा? जो कि थर्मो इलेक्ट्रिक एनर्जी कन्वर्जन में हेल्प करने वाला है। कैसे? सो इट विल कन्वर्ट द हीट एनर्जी इनटू द इलेक्ट्रिकल एनर्जी। एज यू नो दैट एनर्जी इज द लॉ ऑफ कंजर्वेशन ऑफ एनर्जी सेज एनर्जी कैन नाइदर बी क्रिएटेड नॉर बी डिस्ट्रॉयड बट इट कैन ओनली बी ट्रांसफॉर्म फ्रॉम वन स्टेट टू अनदर। ऊर्जा को कभी ना पैदा किया जा सकता है ना खत्म किया जा सकता है। ये एक स्टेट से दूसरे स्टेट में बस ट्रांसफर हो सकती है, यानी मैकेनिकल एनर्जी से केमिकल एनर्जी, केमिकल से मैकेनिकल, मैकेनिकल से थर्मल, इस तरह के उसके फॉर्मेशन चलते रहते हैं। इसी बीच में अलग अलग फॉर्म में वेस्ट हो जाती है। वेस्ट होती है इन द फॉर्म ऑफ हीट, रेजिस्टेंस एक्सेट्रा, बट इट कैन नेवर बी क्रिएटेड, नाइदर बी डिस्ट्रॉयड। सो यूजिंग दिस प्रिंसिपल वी आर यूजिंग वेरियस थिंग्स लाइक of the electrical energy into heat energy. We are applying the steam irons we are using, we are charging the electrical iron, then using its heat energy. Similarly, electric stoves, electric cookers, okay, water heaters, and similarly the mechanical energy into electrical into mechanical we are doing the motors, vehicles, etc. Now this form of energy are all consumption. What happens in these all form of energy? The electricity is consumed to form another form of energy, but what we are going to do is we are constantly converting, we are to convert the heat energy into the electrical energy and vice versa. That is very much important for the conservation of life and property as well as for sustainable development. Now let's move to the next important article from Puducherry. What is happening in the Puducherry right now? The politics is going on, and recently the Lieutenant Governor Mrs. Kiran Bedi has been reassigned has been called by the center, and there is a new LG assigned in the Puducherry, and it's all politics. But what we are going to see is the constitutional aspect, the polity aspect of this incident, and what are important for our point of view perspective. So let's move on. The vote in Puducherry. We know that recently the LG Kiran Bedi has been called by the Ministry of Home Affairs, and finally there has been a new LG appointed, and her name is Tamilisai Soundarajan, and she has been appointed as a additional in charge. She is already the governor of Telangana region, and that has been assigned an additional surcharge of this region. Seeing the background of Puducherry, what happened is India occupied it in 1962 from the French power. Initially, these ports and these port areas, both in the east and the western side of India, were occupied, whereas the French colonies and people of Anglo-Indian and Tamil mixed varieties used to live there, and there was much of a French culture. In 1962, we got these Puducherry, Mahe, Yanam and Karaikal. Okay, these three places. So currently the Puducherry has been split into 4 regions. First is the Yanam in Andhra, Puducherry and Karaikal in Tamil Nadu, and Mahe in Kerala. So these 4 regions together consist the so-called Puducherry UT, and due to this there has been a diversity in this UT, and there is a lot much of politics is going on. But what for our point of understanding is that it is a UT with article number 239A that has been assigned to this, and it is very much similar to the recently applied Jammu and Kashmir territory. So both are under the same article, both are under the same UT with legislature, and out of the 3 out of 30 MLAs are going to be nominated by the union in this case. So the central government has the power to nominate 3 out of the 30 MLAs, and that are very much important in deciding the role in the formation and the confidence and the budget motion. So these all 3 MLAs are having equal powers to vote in no confidence as well as vote on budget. Now this thing was challenged in Supreme Court a year ago, but Supreme Court maintained its validity, and now it is an important part. So since it is a UT, the center has the power to appoint 3 MLAs in a proportion of the population, and these all MLAs will be equal, though they are nominated, but their powers and their political power as well as their administrative powers both are equal, and that is why they can vote on the budget also, and they can vote in the no confidence. And this is the only politics going on. And currently when we are recording this video, this Puducherry government has been fallen due to the lack of majority, and Mr. Narayan Swamy has to resign from it. Okay, and currently what happened is Srimati Kiran Bedi has been called, and the new governor has been appointed. Also need to clear the difference between the lieutenant governor and the original governor. So what are the differences? There is no difference, both are the agent of center. Okay, in states the governor is there, and in UTs lieutenant government or even controller, chancellor or even administrator. These 3 categories can be included based on the order of the president, and the main function of these 3 is to as an head, administrative head of the region of the UT, and to report the president fortnightly, that is every 15 days, about the situations and the conditions of these UTs or the states. And the most important duty is to see if the constitution or if the parliament or the legislature is working as per the constitution or not, if the rule of law is being followed or not, and if not, so under article 365 it is allowed to send a report to the president, and under this same article president is allowed to apply article 356, that is the president's rule. Okay, so if the things are not going properly in the particular region, then the governor or the lieutenant governor both are allowed the same power to act accordingly, and so that the president rule will be applied in that region. So they are very important constitutional posts. They are appointed as a agent of center to coordinate between these regions, states, UTs and the central government. Now let's move on to the next topic. The cost of news. This news is basically based on, this idea is basically based on the currently ongoing fight between Facebook and the government of Australia and Google. What is it? We know that when we are seeing the Google feeds, we are getting some news. and these news are actually covered by the local reports and the medias. So what Google is doing is it is covering the local news and medias but not paying the amount of remuneration that should be paid to these news and reporters. And what is happening due to this? They are getting less money, and so their standard of reporting is going down, and they're reporting some page 3 types gossip things, and the overall standard, overall rating is coming down. The quality of the news or media is coming down because of this. Why? Because they are not getting revenue for that. In order to become a good channel or a good reporting channel, we need to invest in the human resources, and in order to invest the human resources, we need money for that. But these monies are not being shared by the multiple Silicon Valley companies like Facebook, Google, etc. when they show the news. So there has been a contest between the Australian government and the Silicon Valley giant companies that you need to have to pay taxes or surcharge or fee in order to show the news feeds from the local media. Okay, so whatever news you have been showing in the feed or in the Facebook or the Google, like a news feed telecom, you have to pay that particular channel, that particular person or that particular media a similar amount of remuneration that you are getting in the views on the media. But currently the Google and the Facebook companies are not agreeing to that, and based on this, you might have seen there was a current complete blockage of all the news and all the Facebook and Google services in Australia. And that is why the time has come to rethink that what these social medias are actually going to do in the coming future. And we need to maintain, or we need to clear the guidelines of the rules and regulation in order of their acting and adherence. The same example can be seen by the blocking of the Donald Trump's account after the US war incident or US parliament incident, where the mob attacked the US parliament by the speech of the ex-president Donald Trump. But the similar incident when the Myanmar military has couped against the people, it was not been blocked. So Twitter was kind of given a free hand to block whatever account it wants depending upon its interest and uses. Now the time has been come to regulate such medias in order to not to curb the rights of the people, but also to have a check on them, because the profitability is their must, but it should also be according to the adherence of the local law and local system, which should also be in the interest of the general people. Okay, only viewership and right to freedom is very important, but it should also act according to the law. Okay, it should not be left mandatorily to finally control the government. Social media should be regulated in such a way that it should not become a giant enough to control the local governments. The Australian government is currently making a code. It currently has made a code by essentially using them. So it is a financial remuneration, and they are made a code, and they have to act accordingly. Similarly, many other countries should also join this course, and they should make a particular law, particular reference, so that the social media or the giant Silicon Valley companies should not act adamantly and the way they want. So what we can learn to our draft data policy under Sri Bri and Sri Krishna, and the right to privacy and the right to internet, both laws has been propounded by the Supreme Court and the Kerala High Court judges, that right to internet as well as right to privacy is a part of right to life and liberty, article 21. So in order to safeguard those rights, the government should also maintain the availability of social media, but in a regulated manner, so that they cannot act in an adamant manner. Also, by doing this, the right of freedom of speech should also not be curtailed. So there need to be a fine balancing act between these two, and the current policy, just like the Australian code, Indian draft data policy or the protection bill, just like the Europe data protection bill, should also contain these procedures. From these newses, there were also some important newses and editorial open discussions that we have all discussed earlier also. So these three were, first was the Chamoli incident that we discussed very earlier. Now it was again that the scientists are going to find what is inside those Chamoli lake. Okay, and second was the Priya Ramani case. Okay, so it was also being discussed here, and the point of discussion says that the motto or the winnability or the kind of liberation she got from this case is going to help other people, other women, to come in front and to report their harassments. Apart from that, there is some also revision of those attempts that we have discussed earlier. Now we have discussed in 3 articles. First of the Finance Commission, their shortcomings by the many opponents, then answer by the members of the Finance Commission. And finally, there has been an interview of Mr. N.K. Singh, that is the chairman of the Finance Commission, and he has cleared all the doubts. And there was the same kind of discussion that we discussed earlier. So it was basically on the kind of modalities, what modalities they used, what are the parameters of division between states and the centers, how they decided, what were the percentage incentives, how they decided whether the maturity level or the maternity rate, similarly the fertility rate, environmental protection rate, PLI based schemes, sustainable development schemes, and what were the category and what is going to be the category of the social states, or rather the special states. So how the special states should be given more and more money, like the hilly states or some undermined states. And based on this, there has been a complete discussion about Mr. N.K. Singh committee in Finance Commission report that has been started from the 21st of 2021 to 2026. So how the devolution has been going on and what led him to keep two rates, that is one rate was kept by 41 plus 1, that is 41% to the states and 1% to the specially UTs like Jammu Kashmir and other hilly states. So how he was determined to give another 1% of tax between the other states and the UTs, it is being discussed in this interview. And based on this interview, he is explaining all the critics, whatever the kind of the local body allocations or the urban agglomerate accommodation, how the states are not going to pay it off, what were the percentage incentive schemes, how the performance based increment service given, what should be done to get more amount of money, and how the defense acquisition, that is the amount of money that was kept especially for the defense, exclusively for defense, what led him to do so. These all things has been included in the interview regarding this. So there is an important topic, you can read this. It is like a disproportionate analysis of fact. He answered some questions on the current running toolkit case also, so you should know how he is acting on it and what are his viewpoints on different, because he has been a retired general secretary officer and he is a good politician also to act accordingly. So we should rather learn his interview. Okay, so this was today's video. Hope you liked it. Thank you. Bye bye.